Nat 20. Hello adventurers, Merlin here, bringing you another Dungeons and Dragons adventurer video. So as I mentioned in my unboxing of Delivery 8, I am now going to have to work extra hard to catch up with my issue filming. So I'm going to hopefully try to be filming back-to-back issues 25 and 26 so that next week and the week after I can focus on 2 issues, so 27, 28, 29 and 30 each week. So lots to do. But yeah, that means I do have to, of course, also fit in editing those 2 videos and other bits and bobs in between. I've got lots of social events coming up as well, and I've got plenty of painting I'm working on. But the channel does come first, so I'm going to have to try and make some various more varied content, as well as also putting stuff up on Patreon. I'm still working on this month's painting videos. I've had to go back to the drawing board on my paint scheme as I ran out of Nuln oil, and I found out that a nice heavily thinned Black Legion wash actually suited my fairly light coloured scheme a lot better. It hasn't darkened down everything too much, so I don't have to do as many relayers. But we're not here to talk about painting. We are here to talk about issue 25 of Dungeons and Dragons Adventurer. So we have another new and exclusive adventure, of course. We learn all about the monk class as well as the urchin background, ready for our new character. And we also learn about mastering different fighting techniques as well. Plus we have a little bit on how to create maps about your fantasy cities. So, as you might have guessed, this issue comes with a new character. So we have Anyaz Quickwillow here, who is a halfling monk with the urchin background. Straight in at level 3, so ideal to start any of our level 3 balance games with. So we'll have a closer look at the character sheet in just a sec. And speaking of characters, we are getting in this issue some character standees. So we got Orc Paladin, Wood Elf Druid, and 2 more ghouls. As I've mentioned before, I really wish we'd get more enemies and potentially ones for older missions. I really like some goblins, so we could do Deadlock Mine. But yeah, no sign yet if we're going to be getting anything extra in the way of a premium issue. I just hope they do give us some more monster packs in later issues so that we have a bit more of a choice of enemy standees. Ghouls are good, but we do face a bit more than just them. Finally then, before we jump over to the table, don't forget to like this video if you're enjoying the content, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and be sure to check all the links in the video description down below, including the Mad Merlins Patreon. Speaking of, a big thank you to all my Patreon supporters. Your continued support means a lot to me, it really does, as well as all you YouTube subscribers. So yeah, let's jump over to the table and we'll take a look at issue 25. So here we are then with issue 25. So we've got a new character sheet as well as our new standees there. So we'll take a look at those in just a sec. Before we do though, let's take a look at that glorious front cover there. So yeah, really liking these artworks. Big old dragon, putting a dragon in Dungeons and Dragons. Dragonborn, Barbarian, Wood Nymph, Bard, Razagard there, our dwarf cleric, and poor Crantor there, a human rogue, who seems to have taken quite a beating. So yeah, we learn all about the magic of Kai energy as we become a monk. We discover the background of the urchins, so these are those that have grown up down and out of their luck pretty much. And we also learn to be a master of battles. So yeah, good lot of information in this. I've just read this and 26 back to back. So yeah, let's get on and look through this. So at first we'll start with those awesome freebies. So our fourth set of standees now, I believe. So yeah, let's take a look at these. As you can see, the frame has already been split. So yeah, I'm going to have to find a new way of storing some of these guys. I might glue them to their stands and put them in a small plastic tub. But so we've got our instruction sheet there. Punch out, peel off, push together. There we go. Plain back there. So yeah, we've got wood elf druid there, Zagani. So let's punch this guy out. And we've got, I believe it's four diamond bases, so they are all identical. Yeesh, that was more effort than it deserved. There we go. That came off a little bit easier. So there we have wood elf. We got the side where the printing is, which looks really nice and textured there. But it's just a pity the characters aren't what's the word? Printed with the back showing. It is literally double-sided of the same, just reversed. But as we look at the ghouls, you see there we got Mr. Tonguey there with his hands up and his tongue out. And on the back we got his actual back. So yeah, I really would have liked that if we did that for our heroes. But as it is, they are just the same, just mirrored. So yeah, that's how they go together. Pretty cool. Another set to add to our growing collection. And of course, when we're finished with them, they are designed to simply push back into the frame. So next up then, let's take a look at our character sheet. So I'll just adjust the camera and we'll take a close look at Agnes. So I'm going to get the focus for better. There we go. So here we have Agnes Quickwillow, who is a monk with the urchin background. She is a stout halfling, level 3, and you've got a space for your character name. If you want to create a first and or second level monk, please do, of course, go to D&D Beyond. There's your barcode, scan. So, armor class 17, hit points 15, initiative +4, speed 35, so pretty quick. So yeah, her expertise saving throws there are strength and dexterity. Her proficient skills are acrobatics, persuasion, sleight of hand, and stealth there, as befitting her small stature and her background. So high dexterity there, pretty good constitution bonus, pretty good wisdom bonus as well, but pretty low everything else. So weapons wise, she has darts, a spear, and an armoured strike as well. So personality traits, ideals, bonds and flaws there. Other features and traits, so Ki or Kai, most likely derived from Chi energy, so it's Ki energy. She has martial arts, city secrets, she's lucky, she's halfling, nimble, stout resilience and brave, and she can deflect missiles as part of her upbringing in Kai. So her gear, other proficiencies there as well. And on the back we got age 20, hazel eyes, 3 foot 1 inch, 44 pounds, dark brown skin tone and black hair. And there we have a picture of her. She is described as female in the book. And yeah, she looks kind of female. I mean, she is a halfling. Just odd to seeing a halfling with shoes of any kind on. Usually they're all Tolkien, hairy feet and big toes. But yeah, so we got her spells here. So she gets minor illusion as a cantrip, thanks to being able to manipulate her Kai energy. And she has Way of Shadow spells, so she has Darkness, Dark Vision, Pass Without Trace, and Silence there, which we'll cover in the actual issue. So yeah, there we have it. That's a new character, something nice and different. Actually, reading through the issue got me kind of wanting to create a monk, because it'd be quite nice how they fight and everything, which, like I said, we'll cover in just a sec. So yeah, let's dive into issue 25. So, opening up the front cover here. So, our full contents for the issue. We have Adventure 3, Encounter 25, Carnage at the Carnival. So, sage advice, we've got Making Maps, Part 3, looking at buildings and cities. Character creation, we have Fighter features for 3rd level, Part 3. We have Monk plus Monk features at 1st, 2nd and 3rd level, and we've got the background of Urchin. So with this issue, you get a set of 2D miniatures, as well as a 3rd level Monk character. Then we got our usual D&D Beyond QR code, customer service, and binder notes there at the very bottom. So, looking then at our page for sage advice, we are Making Maps Part 3, looking at buildings. Go beyond the dungeon. Here's how to draw your own maps of castles, inns, and other buildings. So, yeah, we've had all about dungeons in previous issues. Now we're looking more at how to actually map out a building. We don't always fight in dungeons, even though the game is called Dungeons and Dragons. As you see here, we've got a castle keep sort of thing. We've got broken down doors. We've got we've got a turret here. So we've got the access well to the upper levels of the turret there. We got a storeroom here. And we've got bedroom here, which we can just see is partly destroyed on the outside wall. Over here, we've got the same sort of thing. We've got access to the defences and the upper levels. Bedroom again. Here we've got like a dining hall, mess hall for the castle's soldiery. We got what looks like a training room and or altar sort of area there. Another storeroom, another bedroom, and what probably would have been the kitchen area back here. So, building plans. When you are creating plans, there's various different things to think of. Things like castles, most likely will have a gatehouse, walls, guard towers, the keep, the great hall, the throne room, trophy room, lord and family living quarters, a treasury, kitchen, servants' quarters, barracks, stables, smithy, and of course a dungeon. Now you've got some other examples here to look at. We've got some noteworthy classic Dungeons and Dragons maps from other works. And finally, we got a tip here about how to draw your own. You might want to Keep a rough outline of a certain design in case you want to use a similar design later on, which you can then make minor tweaks to. So yeah, keep something that you can photocopy and add extra little details later on if you so choose. So looking at the fighter features of 3rd level part 3 for character creation, we got all about the Battle Master ability. Let the battle commence with the fighter's most tactical archetype. So yeah, we look in at all the different abilities that you have when you become a Battle Master. So you are a student of war, you've had many fights under your belt, you know how the ebb and flow of a battle will go and how best to come out on top of it. You also have combat superiority, so you can access a wide variety of maneuvers, which we explained over the page. You get, starting from level 3, you start collecting superiority dice, which we D8s, so you can use these to activate a special ability. So we got a big list of special abilities that you can enact. So we have stuff like ambush, disarming attack, goading attack, parry, rally, and even a trip attack. So yeah, nice lot of information there for our fighters. Moving on then, we have a brand new class to look at, and these are the monks. Relinquishing material wealth in favour of self-discipline and enlightenment. Monks learn to channel the magical energy of Ki, or Kai. So yeah, monks are usually solitary people. They will, of course, spend most of their time in the monasteries where they have either pledged service or been put into service via perhaps family ties, being left there and orphaned as a baby, etc. So yeah, there's different ways a monk can fight. Most of them, though, are unarmoured and unarmed. So we got a little bit here about the magic Kai. So whatever their discipline, monks are united in the ability to magically harness the energy that flows in their bodies. Monastic orders make careful study of this magical energy, which most call Ki. So yeah. Then we have training and self-discipline. So the monks will usually enter the monastery as children and will spend their lives inside a walled cloister away from flow of ordinary life. Dedicating yourself to a spiritual path, you do, of course, give up your worldly possessions. You also don't really bother too much about wealth. What few trinkets you do have are often reminders of your past, if you were lucky to have part of a reminder of your past. You'll of course have a monastic icon, which is unique to the monastery. And yeah, we have the monastic life here. So you have the monastery, the master that's teaching you, and of course the icon dedicated to your monastery. Next up then we have monk features of the 1st level. So monk's training makes them evasive warriors capable of delivering a blistering flurry of blows. So yeah, monks are, as I said, pretty unarmed and combatants. So they gain bonuses for not having armor. They also gain bonuses for using simple weapons, referred to as monk weapons. So you also have whatever your previous life in the structured world of a monastic community, all monks share certain characteristics as they start out on their path. Your hardy martial artists, monks start the game with hit points equal to 8 plus constitution modifier, gaining 1d8 plus constitution modifier at each level. They also have following proficiencies, so you are proficient in a set of either artisan's tools or one musical instrument. You have proficiencies in strength and dexterity for saving throws, and you have 2 skills chosen from acrobatic, athletics, history, insight, religion, and stealth. They start with the following equipment in addition to the equipment granted by their background. So you get a short sword or simple weapon, a dungeoneer's pack or explorer's pack, and 10 darts. So you are not only an unarmoured offence, but an armoured defence. So monks do not use bulky armour or shields to protect themselves. Instead, they rely on swift movement and sound judgment of their reactions in combat. While a monk is wearing no armour and no shield, their armour class includes their wisdom modifier. A monk's total AC, therefore, is 10 plus dexterity modifier plus wisdom modifier. So yeah, it makes them pretty hard to hit because they're able to dodge and flex and weave around attacks. So yeah, they are masters of martial arts, which is pretty cool. So monk weapons are simple weapons that don't have two-handed or heavy property. Versatile weapons can be used by a monk, and when being used one-handed are considered to be monk weapons. You use dexterity instead of strength to calculate the attack and damage rolls of the weapons with your unarmed strikes. So yeah, they're pretty cool characters. I'm really tempted to possibly create one myself. Just have to wait and see how my current campaign goes. But having gone down to 0 hit points twice in the same encounter, it's not looking good. So, monk features of the second level then. As monks progress, they channel the energy of ki to make more strikes during combat, dodge their opponent's attacks, and increase their movement. Yeah, so monks carefully study the use of the ki energy. This allows them to become a little bit more flexible, offensive, and of course defensive. So yeah, it's similar to magic. It's not a magic in traditional sense, such as so anti-magic fields won't affect a monk's ki, which is pretty cool. So I've got bits here about the power of the ki energy. So at second level, you earn 2 ki points, which you can then spend to activate one of the features below. So you can spend a ki point to activate Flurry of Blows immediately after you make an attack action. Spend a ki point and make 2 unarmed strikes as a bonus action. You can do Patient Defense. You can spend a ki point to take dodge action as a bonus action. And you have Step of the Wind. Spend a ki point to take a disengage or dash action and as a bonus action, and your jump distance is doubled for the rest of the turn. This is pretty cool. So you can actually restore energy back pretty easily. You spend at least 30 minutes of rest meditating to regain your ki points. So not as hard as it is for a wizard or cleric to regain your spell slots. You can just meditate quickly and gain that energy back. Your saving throw for any ki effects and DC is calculated as follows. So 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your wisdom modifier. Unarmored movement, starting at second level, monk's speed increases 10 feet while you're not wearing armor or shield. And your hit points will increase 1d8 or average of 5 plus your constitution modifier. Finally then, for our monk features, we're looking at third level. So when monks dedicate themselves to a monastic tradition, they gain class features associated with that order. So yeah, as we progress, we choose a path to follow based on the monastery that we attended. So whether they're pacifistic and not really open to aggression, or whether they are dedicated to a more darker path of assassins and men for hire sort of thing. But yeah, monks will train day and night until their weapons are effectively an extension of their body. So for our pre-generated character, Agnes here, she has taken the Way of Shadow. So her monastic tradition is the Way of Shadow. Monks of the Way of Shadow follow a tradition that values stealth and subterfuge. Think of the classic archetypes seen in ninja movies or even Batman. So yeah, as a member of the Shadow Arts, we gain ways of manipulating the world around us. So we have the ability to cast the Minor Illusion cantrip. So we can create a minor illusion to confuse and lure perhaps opponents into a trap. When I was reading this, I was thinking perhaps you have a tired guard that you're trying to get past. So you illusion up a chair. He thinks it's there, so he goes to sit. He falls right through it and perhaps bangs his head against the back of the wall, rendering himself unconscious. And yeah, that's a nice little fun thing to think of. Also, as a monk, every third level monk can use a reaction to deflect and even catch a missile. So yeah, pretty cool, deflecting missiles. Your hit point increase, of course, 1d8 or average of 5 plus your constitution modifier there. And then we have some extra spells out of the Way of Shadow. So as an action, a monk can spend 2 key points to cast Darkness, Dark Vision, Pass Without Trace, or Silence. So yeah, so we've got Darkness here. So Magical Darkness fills a 15-foot radius sphere, blocking non-magical light and even vision of creatures that have dark vision. So we also get to cast Dark Vision. A willing creature can then see non-magical darkness of a range of 60 feet. Pass Without a Trace, so a veil of shadow and silence radiates out. The monk and each companion within 30 feet leave no tracks, have plus 10 dexterity for stealth checks, and can only be tracked by magical means. And finally, silence, no sound can be generated within 20 foot. Creatures inside are deafened and immune to thunder, but you can't cast spells that require a verbal component, as you are, of course, muted pretty much by silence. Finally then, before our encounter, we have a look at the urchin background. So if your character has D&D's humblest background, you'll have suffered extreme adversity. Yet hardship has given you useful skills as an adventurer in an often unforgiving world. So yeah, you've not had the best of upbringings. You spent most of your time living on the streets, but this has turned you into a rather hardy person as it is. So you know your way around, you have your secret locations and such you can think about. You've maybe even worked out your own secret language so you can keep things written and hidden from the views of others. So when you roleplay an urchin, what little you own as your starting possessions can help shape your approach to this background. After all, what you carry are keepsakes mostly. Perhaps you also have a map with showing secret locations that only you know of. And as I said, keyed into a private code that only you can translate. Maybe some token from your parents. But yeah, you're not going to have much as an urchin, but what you do have, you think it's the best thing in the world. So yeah, benefits of being an urchin. You are particularly adept in urban challenges and adventures. Your skills include sleight of hand and stealth. You are well practiced at lurking quietly and unseen. Taking what you need to survive, as you see here, little urchin pinching a book out of somebody's backpack. So yeah, through your city streets feature, you've learned how to quickly move through the streets, as well as back alleys, sewers, rooftops, and learning secretive routes. So yeah, pretty cool. Moving on then, we have a brand new encounter. So Adventure Free Encounter 25, Carnage at the Carnival. So, balance for third level players. You can use your pre-generated characters or your own. Playtime 1 to 2 hours. Encounter background. A week ago, a crew of pirates masquerading as traders docked in Neverwinter on their vessel, the Phantom Shark, led by Captain Hogni Hagstrom. The crew of ne'er-do-wells and cutthroats are members of Ship Refnor, one of the ships of Luskan, the 5 powerful pirate bands and their high captains that rule Luskan, the infamous city of sails north of Neverwinter. Since the Phantom Shark has been in Neverwinter, several violent robberies have taken place at the docks. The Winter Shield Watchmen can't prove the Luskan pirates are responsible, but they are the prime suspects. To complicate matters, Maestro Mercado's Extraordinary Extravaganza, a travelling circus renowned throughout the Sword Coast, has just sailed into Neverwinter, and the docks have been transformed into a wondrous fair. For the next few nights, Neverwintians can enjoy carnival games and a spectacular show of acrobatics, clowning, and magic. Lieutenant Muddock of the Wintershield Watch is worried that there will be more robberies during the fair, and his officers will be too overstretched to deal with them. He needs help and turns once again to the adventurers. So the encounter goals. The characters should attend the fair to watch out for any criminal activity from the pirates and put a stop to it. At the climax of the evening, pirates storm the stages as Maestro Mercado's troupe make their curtain call. The characters must save the troupe and the attackers from the attackers and stop them making off with the show's takings. So yeah, we start off the encounter. We're given our duties by Lieutenant Muddock of the Wintershield Watchman there. So we get to have a little bit of fun at the fair whilst we are keeping an eye out for ne'er-gooders. So the festival games we can do. So refer back to Encounter 8, Fun at the Fair, for some ideas. We have Perceiving the Pirates and Pursuing the Pirates. We have our map here of the area, so the Carnival Fair, as well as the boats there. So we got the Buccaneers Blunder here, which is an incident with a D6 table. Fleeing the freebooter, moving on, and then having our roll up there. So the end result and dealing with our pirates. And we also got Fargo there, the ogre bouncer. So finally then, curtain call, and here come the heroes, plus ending the encounter. So stats, we got thugs for our generic humanoids. So whether this is our city watchman or pirateers. We got Reef Shark, which is a medium beast there. We got the pirate captain. And finally, Fargo, the ogre bouncer, on the back. Right then, I'll bring everything back in and give you my final thoughts on issue 25. So then we have issue 25 of Dungeons & Dragons Adventurer. And yeah, a nice issue. Really interesting reading about the monks, giving me a few ideas of potential new characters I might play in the future. Some good information. We finish off our warrior background, warrior class, 3rd level abilities with looking at Battle Master. And yeah, we also of course have that next article in creating creating maps, which is fairly useful. I really do hope though soon we get some actual more tutorials that help us and shows us how best to create and make maps of our own. And that would be a little better than just these short, often not very informative articles. But yeah, anyway, it's probably the least important information page in the issue. The rest of it is, of course, character creation stuff, which, if you want to play a monk, is very important. And if you have the Battle Master ability on your fighters, of course, that's also going to be very important. So yeah, other than that, of course, we have the new background as well for our new character, as well as, of course, all the features of a monk 1st, 2nd, and 3rd levels. Finally, finishing off that adventure, the circus, and the pirate skirmish there as well. Pretty cool. So for freebies, we're very light on freebies this issue. We have, of course, a new set of standees. Yeah, it's nice. I just wish they gave us a little more variety. Yeah, it's nice getting the characters, but we are only getting 2 ghouls every sheet, and we don't always fight off against ghouls. If we had more encounters of ghouls, they'd be more useful, but we have other encounters. We got lots of thugs and stuff. We've got goblins we face. I just hope perhaps in future issues we get something a little better in the way of these sheets, maybe larger sheets. They got the space to put perhaps a A5 size sheet and fill it up with various villains, etc. But other than that, we do get, of course, a brand new character sheet. Again, it's a pity it's only the 3rd level. I know they're probably saving on printing and costs by only giving us 3rd level, as we are focused now on 3rd level anyway. But I do miss the chance to go back right to the beginning of our magazine series and take the characters from the start and really learn to play them from the beginning. Finally then, ratings. I think a 4.5. It's a good issue. The only downside is not a lot of variety in the way the standees. It's just 2 characters and 2 ghouls again. We had that. This is the 2nd lot. We've had the 2 characters and 2 ghouls. Previously we had the boss ghoul and the spacer beast with 2 characters, which was kind of better. But it was still a small letdown. I really hope we do get something a little bit more expansive in the future. But yeah, that's pretty much all I can say for this issue. Great issue, all in all, really. So 4.5 out of 5. Yeah, so until next time, thank you all very much for watching. Stay safe and keep rolling those crits.